Okay guys, I decided to redo the video over, being that some of my connection was bad in a certain area. But the video today is about loopholes. Um, with public records, tax liens, and judgments, all of that stuff will be listed in LexisNexis. So you can freeze LexisNexis if you're just starting off within the group. Besides getting a credit report pulled and getting a credit monitoring site, establishing that site to monitor your credit reports, you can also um, do some freezing of your records and collections accounts before you begin your dispute process. To do that and to freeze LexisNexis, basically you can just go to lexisnexis.com, fill out the form. You want to make sure you fill out only the items that are highlighted with a red asterisk, because if you fill out everything else, you'll make the match. You'll make the process of saying that, okay, that public record has been verified, because you gave them all the other extra information that they didn't need. Just so you just want to make sure that you complete what is highlighted with a red asterisk. Also, you can complete the suppression form, and when you complete the suppression form with LexisNexis, you can just complete that online. And if your public record was at an address other than where you resided at, you want to make sure you freeze your public records using the address to where you resided at when that public record occurred. You want to make sure that you do a suppression of that information using the address that you used as well, so that you can block off two different avenues of removing your public records, such as bankruptcy, from your credit report. To remove collections accounts, you can freeze ARS, which stands for Advanced Resolution Service. That's a credit bureau as well, and they house your collection accounts with different creditors that have your account in collections. You can go to ars.com, and pretty much when you look on there, you can see what process or step you need to do in order to freeze those records. You'll also need to freeze SageStream, which is another collection credit bureau, and by freezing them as well, it's the same process. With SageStream, you have to mail in the form with your proper identification, such as a copy of your driver's license, copy of your utility bill proving that the address that you're putting on that form is the address that you currently reside at. And you'll also have to send a copy of your social security card. So once you freeze all those avenues and you begin your dispute process, items should be able to fall off of there or get deleted from your credit report. But if you did what I did and started disputing before knowing anything about those credit bureaus, then you can still freeze that information from LexisNexis, suppress your LexisNexis records. Also freezing ARS and SageStream, you can still freeze those. It's just that when you get ready to do your next round of disputing, since it's going to take 30 days before you receive those results back from the dispute that you had already sent off before you even began, before you even knew about the freezing of the other credit bureaus, you can still freeze it. And then within that 30 days, you can still call them, all those people that I mentioned, LexisNexis, ARS, and SageStream, and verify that your information has been frozen, and that your records are going to be suppressed from anyone looking at your records. Also, with SageStream and ARS, you'll receive some documents in the mail from them. And within the document, I believe on the first page, there's a PIN number. You want to make sure you keep up with that paper by all means, because without that PIN number, you will not be able to unfreeze your records if you should need to unfreeze them for any reason at all, such as, if a creditor needs to, or potential I might as well say creditor. Pretend like if you're going to go look for a car or something, they want to see if something in there. So you want to make sure you unfreeze it if you're going to go do stuff like that there. Otherwise, it'll be hard for them to kind of like say that, you know, they can extend credit to you. The other thing I wanted to talk about is when you're disputing, you can start with the collection companies by sending debt validation letters. Like if you keep getting back things that say that they are verified, you can just start going on and sending out debt validation letters to the creditors. And when you send those out, that's basically saying or making them show proof that it is your debt, it is your account, and that they have a right to collect on that debt. Because if you reside in a different state other than where the debt occurred, technically they can't collect that debt because they're probably not licensed to collect in the state that you reside in. Like in my example, I did reside in Wisconsin up until 2012. I moved out in 2012, moved to a different state. So when I look at my credit report and I saw a couple collection companies on there trying to collect the debt, I'm like, okay, you can't collect the debt if I stay in a different state. And you never sent me anything in writing stating that you were trying to collect this debt and that who you were or anything like that. So automatically I sent out my debt validation letter. I made sure that the things that need to be highlighted in bold, I stated that, okay, who is the original creditor? What contract do you have to show that I am the person that owes that debt? What gives you the legal right to collect that debt from me, being that I stay in Iowa and you're located in Michigan and the debt occurred in Wisconsin? So with all that being said, if they can't produce nothing, they have to get removed from the credit report. And then from that point, they'll send you a letter saying that, you know, we've notified all the 3 bureaus to remove that account from the credit report. So that's just as simple as that there. You know, you might get some that may not respond to the first letter. That's fine. Send out another debt validation letter with a little bit more laws included as far as codes. You know, with the debt validation letter, you want to remember section 807. Section 807 is for collection companies. They have to abide by that particular law. So that's why it's important to learn the laws when you're disputing as well, because then you'll know what law that they broke and you can call them out on that law. But I'll get into that a little bit later. I don't want to be bombarding anyone with too much information. They have, you know, a lot of questions or they don't understand. So with that being said, I'm just going to leave it with that there. But it's a lot more stuff that goes with debt validation letters. So as long as you remember section 807 and look it up and see what it means, then you'll know right then and there what law they violated. But until then, I'm signing off. This is Tamika Henson. Everybody enjoy a Saturday afternoon.